On today's video, we're going to talk about how to get your data universal numbering system. I'm pretty sure you don't even know what I'm talking about yet. Stay tuned. So anyway, glad you can join me today. Today we're going to talk about how to obtain your DUNS number, okay? That is what DUNS stands for, if you didn't know. Data Universal Numbering System. DUNS number is something that is issued by Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is the largest business credit bureau out there, okay? In the world. I'm not talking about here just United States. Dun & Bradstreet is the largest credit bureau out there in the world. If Dun & Bradstreet do not know who you are, if you do not have what we call a DUNS number, then your business just simply does not exist, okay? You're not that important. Now, the reason I want to talk about Dun & Bradstreet is, number one, let's talk about the three major credit bureaus in the business world. And I'm going to talk about as far as in order of importance, in my opinion. Number one is Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet is huge, okay? They have the most data that they've compiled. They've been around longer as it pertains to when we're talking about business credit bureaus. I mean, they're publicly traded. I think even five ex-presidents, I don't know who they are, but this is fun fact, 5 ex-presidents used to work at Dun & Bradstreet. So it's a very huge company. They're big here in the US, in Canada, and Brazil. They're just a huge company. So that's what you need to know about Dun & Bradstreet and also the credit bureau. The next largest credit bureau there is Experian Business. Experian comes at number 2, and they're big because they have the second most information for most businesses. And also the way they assess the information is a little bit different than what Dun & Bradstreet does or what Equifax does. In my opinion, Experian is a very trusted source as far as when it comes to evaluating risk, because they have a few different variations of their credit score. Matter of fact, I've created a video specifically on Experian and how they work. I'll probably link that in the description below. But Experian is number 2, and then lastly you have Equifax. With Dun & Bradstreet, there is a DUNS number. With Experian, there is, I believe it's a BINS number, business identification number, and in Equifax, I'm not sure what they call it, but anyway, this video is not for Equifax. This video is talking about Dun & Bradstreet. Dun & Bradstreet, number 1, we're going to specifically talk about how to get your DUNS number. Because this is critically important when you're talking about building business credit, because on applications, they will ask you about your DUNS number. You know, unlike Experian and Equifax, you can go out there and obtain and get a DUNS number from Dun & Bradstreet for absolutely free. As long as you have your business actually set up already, you can get this set up for absolutely free. With Experian and Equifax, you cannot get a BINS number. You can't just go to their system and get a BINS number without paying. I should kind of add that out there. There is a few different ways on how you can get your BINS number for free, and it's by actually starting to build business credit. They want to see actually a trade line that is available that reports to Experian, or they want to verify the information with the Secretary of State that the corporation is actually registered. Now, Experian does go out periodically. It's not something that they do daily. I'm not sure how often they go out. And they do search all the different Secretary of State, all the different registrations that have happened. And at that point, they will capture your information. It might take a month, 3 months, and so forth and so on. But there's a quicker way of doing that, which you actually going out there and establishing new accounts that do report to Experian and do report to Equifax, so you can go ahead and start building those credit profiles. But let's turn this thing around and talk about Dun & Bradstreet, the DUNS number, okay? How can you get your DUNS number? Because you can get your DUNS number pretty much same day your business has been incorporated. So a few steps that you need to make sure that you must take in order for you to get a DUNS number. Number 1, you have to have the business actually incorporated. That's just a given. You need to go to Secretary of State. And quick tip here, make sure you come up with a fundable name, okay? Make sure that your business is not considered a high risk simply by reading the name of the business. You know, if you're in the pawn shop industry, if you're in the adult industry, or if you're in any kind of financial services, depending on what type of service that you offer, you might be considered a high risk. And this is critically important because you might have some tough time getting access to capital simply based on your business name, regardless of what credit you make, how much money the business makes. just trust me on this, okay? We've worked on thousands and thousands of business owners' credit profile, establishing business credit profile, opening up unsecured business lines, and we've constantly seen this issue. We've had 2 different clients, same type of credit profile, but one is considered to be in a high-risk industry and one is not. And the one that is not in a high-risk industry would get more approvals than the one that, you know, was considered to be in a high-risk industry. And maybe that they were considered a high-risk industry simply because of their business name, okay? So you definitely want to make sure you choose the right name for your business and make sure it's a fundable name. So once you set up your business with the Secretary of State, then you move on to the next step, which is to go ahead and get an EIN number. These are the things that you will need in order to apply for the DUNS number. Once you get an EIN number, just real quick, let's slow down here for a second. Make sure as you're applying for all this information that you're consistent with all the information you're sending with the state is the same information you're sending with the Secretary of State. But in order to do so, you need to have a business address, a real business address. You need to make sure you have a real business email address. You need to make sure you have a real business domain. It is critically important. I can't stress this enough. That you do not use your personal address, you don't use your mom's address, your ex-girlfriend address, or any of that information. You must use an actual real business address. If you need to get a virtual address, get a virtual address, but it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of headache by you making sure that you set this up correctly from the beginning. So that's number 1. Number 2, please do not use your personal email address, okay? And please do not use a free email service. It costs like $10, $15 in order for you to purchase a domain. You can use GoDaddy or any of the searches that are out there. Once you have that domain, great. Then you can go ahead and set up an email address. You can worry about the website later, but you will need a website later on. But using that information, go out there, incorporate, get your EIN number, and then you're in the position now that you can actually apply to get a DUNS number. I'm going to offer you a link in the description below. Number 1, I want you to know you do not have to pay to get a DUNS number. Once you apply, if you just do a Google search and apply for a DUNS number, you should be able to get a link that sends you directly to Dun & Bradstreet. Once you apply, they will tell you it's going to take about a week or 2 in order for you to get a DUNS number. And they'll offer you this program. They'll sell this program for like $1,500 or $2,500. In my opinion, it's not worth the money. But you want to kind of, in my opinion, I would tell you to reject that program because you don't really need it. You can simply continue building your business credit using the tips that I give in this video. Or if you need some real assistance, the Dun & Bradstreet does not offer, you need to get in touch with us. But actually, this is another tip that I've had my clients use, and it actually works. Simply tell them that you're using Pennington Consulting Group program to build your business credit. You do not need their assistance to build your business credit. And I've seen clients get that DUNS number within a day or 2. They send them an email letting them know that their DUNS has been approved and they have no problem. Another thing is, you might want to tell them, if you're in the construction industry, you might want to tell them that you need the DUNS number so you can make bids for government contracts. That's another quick way where as soon as you tell them that, they are going to immediately go ahead and give you your DUNS number within about a few days or so. So I've kind of given you the tips there. Those are the secrets of kind of getting the DUNS number expedited. If you cannot get it expedited, they will make you wait about a day or 2. But if you follow those tips that I just shared with you, if you're very congruent, tell them that, hey, I've already purchased into a program that helped me get my business credit building started. All I need is a DUNS number. Let them know that. Let them know you're working with Brian Otieno. Okay, and in addition to that, if that doesn't work for you, let them know you need the DUNS number in order to bid for a government contract, and that way they will immediately give you access to that DUNS number. Well, anyway, hopefully you can appreciate these tips that I've shared with you today. And lastly, you will need that DUNS number to set up any Net30 account, any store credit cards, vendor credit cards, any fleet cards. You're gonna need that DUNS number. As a matter of fact, you need to go ahead and distribute that DUNS number everywhere they ask for it. Okay, because the more payment experiences that you have reporting with Dun & Bradstreet and with all the credit bureaus, the better off you are, the better you're going to look. And the more information that you have reported on your DUNS number, the quicker your Paydex score will start generating. And if you don't know what a Paydex score is, a Paydex score is what Dun & Bradstreet uses as far as their scoring system. Just like you have the FICO score in the personal credit world, in the business credit world with Dun & Bradstreet, you have what we call a Paydex score. And there's probably going to be another video where I talk about the different scores that are available out there in the business world. So anyway, I hope you appreciate the content that we're providing here, just like today. And if you do, make sure you like the video, subscribe, and definitely make sure you hit that bell so you don't miss out any one of our content. And you better be following us on our other social media channels. We drop out content every single day on Instagram, on YouTube, of course, here, on Facebook. You want to follow our Facebook group. We definitely have some great support there. And if you don't know, we do offer funding services. If you're in need of some funding, you definitely want to reach out to us. We've been working with for years. I don't have to keep on saying it. For years or so, look at our reviews. Just go to plantingconsultinggroup.com, see some of our reviews, see what our other clients are saying about us. We also have a business credit building program where we walk you through step by step. It is a do-it-yourself, so you can do it by yourself at your own pace, but you do have assistance. You get an assigned coach assigned directly to work with you. If you have any questions, you can call them, email them, text them, anytime, and they'll respond back with you within less than a couple of hours and let you know exactly what you need to do in order to proceed building your business credit. So anyway, you definitely want to reach out to us. At a minimum, I have a free training that I put out there, pcgcreditfunding.com. There's going to be a link in the description, or go to pcgcreditfunding.com. You want to watch that training. If you're thinking about getting into business, or if you've been in business for some time, there's probably some things on there that I want to tickle your brain a little bit, some things that you have not considered, or maybe some of the reasons why you're still having some challenges as it pertains to funding in your business. So pcgcreditfunding.com, you want to watch that training, completely free. You don't have to pay anything at all. Thank you very much again for joining us today, and I'll see you in the next video.